Welcome back to my YouTube channel, my loves. If this is your first time tuning into one of my videos, my name is Stef. I'm the Psychic Soul Empowerment Coach, and basically what I do is I work with spiritual people and spiritual entrepreneurs to help them to do very deep levels of healing, known as shadow work, inner child healing, to peel back away the many layers of conscious and unconscious limiting beliefs, fears, traumas, and insecurities that they have that keep them from really being who they truly authentically are on a soul level, on a higher self level. And so as my clients then become more of who they truly are, they're then able to much more powerfully start stepping into their purpose, if that's what they're feeling called to do. They're able to much more powerfully and successfully manifest their desires in life, and they're just able to have a much higher quality of life. So that's how I help people. Here on my YouTube channel, my content is typically on the subjects of spirituality, mindset, manifestation, healing, spiritual entrepreneurship, spiritual activism, my own personal experiences, and energy readings. So if these are things that interest you, and you enjoyed today's video, I highly recommend that you subscribe to my channel by hitting that little subscribe button, and then hit the little bell notification button next to it and change your settings to all so that you're always notified of when I upload a new video, because I have a bit of a sporadic upload schedule sometimes, but I am currently in the process of uploading my energy readings either on Sunday or Monday of every week so that you get those energy readings forecasts like as soon as you can. Okay, so before I get into the weekly energy reading for February 13th through February 19th, I do want to make some announcements. So I will have timestamps in the comments below. There will be a pinned comment of mine where you will find relevant timestamps for this video, as well as any relevant links that you might need that I refer to in this video. Okay, so all my information is there in the comments of this video. So to start my announcements, firstly, if you don't know, I have two online communities. One is on Facebook and the other one is on AWOKE. If you don't know what AWOKE is, I will put it up here in the card section for you to go check out that video where I explain it more. But basically, AWOKE is an independent platform for people interested in spirituality and personal development. Okay, and so on AWOKE, I am inviting people from my community, people that I'm guided to reach out to come into the group and to provide some kind of like class or workshop or whatever it may be that is going to be highly supportive of the group and their efforts. Okay, because in my AWOKE community, that's my community where I help you to hold you accountable so that you really are able to powerfully and successfully reach or achieve your intentions and goals for this year. And we have monthly Zoom calls to check in and see how you're doing and what progress you're making with that. And that's totally free. So as I just said, we are having people come on to support the group in some kind of way. And so by the time you watch this video, we will have either had the class or we're about to have the class, depending on when you watch this. But I'm inviting Brittany Fontanez from Awaken Ones. I will link also her YouTube channel in the comments here that I talked about earlier. But you can check her out. But she's an amazing, beautiful soul, and she is going to do a class on discovering your worth. Okay, so that's the class that she is doing on Sunday. What's the actual date? I think it's February 13th. Oh yeah, Sunday, February 13th. She's going to be doing that at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're part of my AWOKE community, then be sure to come and join us if that's something that interests you so that you can participate in her class live. If for whatever reason you're not on AWOKE or you miss this video, the notifications of the class, and you miss it, or you just currently are not on AWOKE at this time, it's okay. I feel called to provide this information to more than just like my community. So like my immediate community that I have close contact with. So I'm going to be uploading the class here to YouTube later in the week. Okay, so you can check that out afterwards. And I really hope that it truly helps you. And Brittany's going to be doing a workshop on reparenting the inner child as well, which is going to be on February 20th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, February 20th. Same time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Those are events that you can access via AWOKE. So if you have not yet joined us on AWOKE, again, links are in the comments of this video for you to come and join us on AWOKE and join my specific private group within AWOKE. My group on AWOKE is called Soul Line Leaders. Once you join the community, there will be a group section. There's some child out here screaming. Don't mind them. But yeah, once you join AWOKE, on the left-hand side, there's a group section, and you can click on that and find my group, Soul Line Leaders, request to join. And that's how you can access our events within our group, whether it's our accountability calls every month or these special events that we're doing, right? So yeah, once we do the Discovering Your Worth class and the Reparenting the Inner Child workshop, I will upload those to YouTube in case for whatever reason you don't feel called at this time to join us on AWOKE. You will have access to them afterwards, okay? But it's always best to be present online live so that you can ask any questions and have any further additional guidance. So that's what I have on that today. I'm already 6 minutes into this video and I haven't finished my announcements, so thank you for your patience. But these are important things, okay? The next thing I want to talk about real quick is, what did I want to say about that? Oh yeah, the next thing that I want to talk about real quick is that if you're part of AWOKE, we have these weekly meetings on Wednesdays where we all come together. And anyway, this meeting that we had this past week was just really beautiful. I actually had a friend who unexpectedly passed this past week due to self-harm, it seems. And so, that conversation with the people on AWOKE, as well as this event happening in my experience, really inspired me to do more for people who are spiritual leaders or teachers or people on just the spiritual path in general and are struggling with the process, because it's not the easiest journey a lot of times. And sometimes the struggles that we have to go through can really take a toll on us, on our mental health, on our emotional health. And I really was inspired to create a container that really supports people through this process, and to know that there are people that care, there are people that are there to lift them up and love them and support them and give them encouragement and help them see things differently, more positively, or just whatever it is that they may need, just holding space for them to just feel and be. And so I was inspired to create a monthly kind of check-in call for those of us on the spiritual path, or those of us that are people who feel called to be spiritual leaders of some kind, spiritual guides of some kind, to really come together once a month and just check in with one another. And especially like if we're struggling, if we're struggling, to come to this safe space and know that we will be heard, we will be seen, we will be held, we will be loved and supported and lifted up out of that whole like feeling that we're feeling in that moment. So that is my intention for that. And that will probably be every like 15th or so of every month, like mid-month, we're going to do it. I have to determine a specific date every month, but yeah, I'm sure by the time you get this video and I have the relevant link ready for you to sign up for that, you will have the information there. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So if this is something that speaks to you, if you just want people to connect with, that understand the challenges of the spiritual path, and that can really be there for you when you need it. You don't have to participate every month if you don't feel called to. But it's especially there for you in case you really need someone to reach out to and you don't know how or who to reach out to. You don't know who to reach out to, because sometimes we feel alone on this path. Even if we're surrounded by people who are walking this path, we feel like nobody gets what I'm going through right now, though. We can isolate ourselves, and then those things can kind of just overwhelm us and drive us to do things that are rash and that have long-term consequences. And I want to do my part to try to prevent that as much as possible, which is why I'm creating this space. So if this is something that interests you, I would really love to have you join us. I'm extending this out to beyond the AWOKE community. I'm extending this out to people here on YouTube who feel called to participate in these calls. I'm extending this out to people who follow me on Facebook or Instagram who feel pulled to be a part of these calls, because community is so important. It's so important. And I want everyone to know that they're not alone. And there are people out there that care. And there are people that are ready to be there for them when they need it, when they're struggling, especially the most, and they can't see a way out. So that's why I have decided to do these calls. And if you feel called to be a part of them, I would really love to have you join us. And I'm thinking about calling these monthly calls. I had it down here in my notes somewhere and I lost it again. But it's something about like embracing everything with love or something like that. I can't remember where it is. So I looked through my notes and I found the thing that I was journaling on last night that really stuck out to me for the title. And so I think I'm going to call these calls Embrace It All with an Open Heart. And so if you want to be a part of these calls to embrace it all with an open heart, I would really love to have you join us and to allow us to fill your cup and recognize that you don't always have to just take care of it all or figure it all out by yourself or fill your own cup all the time. Like, there are people there that are happy and ready and willing to fill up your cup when you most need it on this crazy, amazing spiritual path. So if you want to sign up for that specifically, there will be a relevant link, like I said, in that one comment here in this video for you to go and sign up for that. And yeah, you don't have to join AWOKE, you don't have to join my Facebook group or anything like that. You don't even have to join my main email list for that. That's specifically for those who want this support. So yeah, that's it for my announcements. I know it took me a really long time, but I appreciate you for hanging out and still, tuning in, because that was really important for me to share. So let's get into today's weekly energy reading at last, okay? Again, this is the weekly energy reading for February 13th through February 19th, 2022, okay? And so the message that I got for this week was all around taking back your throne. And so what they said, the guides, is that this week there are going to be many tests that require a higher version of yourself. And when they say tests, what they're really saying or intending to mean is that these are opportunities to rise to the occasion. So this week, February 13th through 19th, there are going to be opportunities for you to rise to the occasion, okay? And the reason for that is because this week there are going to be things that impact you depending on who you are, okay? Because this is going to be different from person to person. But for some people, the things that show up this week might make you feel like certain people might be overstepping their boundaries or your boundaries in some kind of way with you, okay? So they're coming too close to you, I guess, or they're just overstepping in some kind of way. Then there might be others of you who potentially feel like you're small, or like you can't do something or can't deal with something that you're being faced with, okay, that's coming to you to address. So you might feel small or powerless or helpless in some kind of way. Then there are those of you who are being asked to simply show up in a different energy, in a regal, kind of royal energy. As you take action and you interact with others, you're going to be asked to show up like the king or queen that you are, which is so funny. When I got this title, it made me immediately think about my friend that passed recently, because my friend used to always refer to his community as like kings and queens. And he would always say, yo, what up, my kings and queens? And so I just thought it was funny how this message presented itself to me, and pretty sure his spirit is around, you know, delivering this message in some kind of way. But yeah, you know, you're all being asked to rise to the occasion, okay? To show up like the true, powerful, amazing ruler of your life that you are, okay? And so as these things show up for you and test you, okay, you have to then recognize, like, how do you hold that energy of authority and power within you? Do you hold it at all, or do you struggle to hold it consistently, or do you have like no connection to that part of you? Like you just feel like you have no authority, you have no power. Okay, so like, how do you hold that energy of authority and power within you? What energy are you generally in? Okay, what is your energy generally like? Is it kingly or queenly? Or is it something greater or less than? Like, how do you, if you had to evaluate yourself, if you had to kind of step outside of yourself and just kind of evaluate yourself or give an opinion of the energy that you generally hold, what would that be? How would you describe it? Like, take notes of this. You got to like journal on this a little bit and do a little bit of self-reflecting on this, okay? Because you might blow your mind to recognize certain things about yourself. And that's exactly what you need to have greater self-awareness around in order to change it for the better. Okay, the next question is, where do you feel weakened in any way? So the opposite of strong is weak. Weakened, not like weekend, the weekend. Hopefully you understand. Hopefully the captions are putting the right words. But yeah, you know, where do you feel weakened? Like you're not as strong. You've been like injured or wounded in some kind of way. Okay. So look into that. Okay. And then the reason that these things are coming up this week is because this week is about you no longer to continue to feel small in any way or powerless, and instead really reclaiming your seat at the table or reclaiming your throne. Okay. And so it's really an opportunity for you to remember and recognize just how amazing, capable, powerful you really are. And that's, you know, the purpose of this energy this week is, you know, you're here to take back your throne. You're here to say, I am the king, I am the queen of my life, I'm the ruler of my life, I'm a powerful ruler, I'm a brilliant ruler, I'm a successful ruler. And for you to really step into that, but how you step into that is recognizing where you have doubts in that, where you're not as strong as that, in that as you may like to be or as you think you are, and shifting those things in order to powerfully show up. And again, maybe you don't necessarily have some of the potential situations that I mentioned show up for you, so maybe you don't necessarily have people overstep your boundaries. Maybe you don't necessarily have certain situations that come to you to be dealt with, make you feel small or helpless or powerless in any kind of way, okay? So maybe that's not the case, but you're still being asked to like address whatever shows up or how you go about your day-to-day from this very powerful, royal, regal, authoritative energy. Like you're the boss. I'm the boss and this is what I do. Okay, so that is the message for this week. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card, and we'll just see if there are any additional messages that come forward. Is there anything else that people need to know today for their highest good in regards to the weekly energy reading for February 13th through February 19th? Oh, snap. This card wanted to fly out. I'm going to shuffle one more time and see if anything else comes out. All right, so I think that's the one card. Additional card. Paul of a Nation, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. I'll go ahead and read you the booklet and see what other things might be here that you might need to hear. Okay, so it says here, Paul of a Nation brings waves of good grace, energy, and encouragement, and works with all artists, musicians, designers, and anyone else who needs support in channeling their talents. Whatever creative ideas you are having at this time, they are inspired by the divine. Paul of a Nation is here to help you channel your gifts. You may have felt blocked or held back in the past, but now it's time to recognize how talented you really are. Follow your bliss and share your grace. Your creativity is a gift to the world. And as you share it with all those around you, you make space in your heart for goodness to enter. Recognize your gifts today and express your creative self in a way that suits you. So that's the message that I have for you. Is there anything else that I'm getting from this? So what I'm also getting about this is especially for my powerful like coaches, healers, leaders, psychics, like just people who are gifted in some kind of way and are meant to share their gifts with other people. Like, this is really about you showing up this week as you share your gifts with others in that very confident and empowered energy. Like, whatever self-doubt you have around the impact of your work, the power of your work, how amazing you are, etc., like, you need to work through that this week. You need to recognize where you're not fully owning who you are and what you do and what you're here to give to the world and how that makes the world a better place. You need to process that and really show up powerfully, knowing like, yeah, I'm amazing. I'm an amazing painter. I'm an amazing psychic. I'm an amazing healer. My work is powerful. Like, you really need to own that kind of energy to say, like, I know I'm awesome and I deserve to be at this table of other amazing people in my field. You know, I know that my work is impactful and it's changing lives and I know what I'm talking about. And just like really show up in this empowered energy as you go throughout the week. Like, it's time for you to really show up as the version of you that you would be if you were in that future desired reality that you dream of. So when you're in that future desired reality where you're that best-selling author, or you're that actress that's getting casted in all these movies or TV shows or roles, whatever, or you're this world-renowned psychic or this amazing world-renowned healer, whatever, like, how would you show up as you do your work, as you create your offers and services? What is that energy that you would bring forward? That version of you has this royal, regal, authoritative, empowered energy. So what does that look like? And this week, it's time for you to really step into that. And if you struggle with that, recognize how you're struggling with that, because that's still great. It's an opportunity for you to recognize what's going on internally that needs to be addressed in order for you to continuously move forward and continue to step into this energy, this more empowered energy. Okay? I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated with you. If you enjoyed today's reading and this video today, I would really love it if you could give me a thumbs up, a like on YouTube here from wherever you're watching. I really appreciate it. It always helps my channel reach more people and grow and all that jazz. I would really love to hear from you in the comments below how today's message resonated with you today, how it supported you. If you have any questions, insights, requests, please let me know in the comments below. I always love connecting with you. And again, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button, change your settings to all. And one last thing that I want to say, another announcement, I guess, really quick, is that if you're in my Facebook community is directed to really helping a person do their own personal development work and to really be able to be the greatest version of themselves that they can be. That is the focus of the Facebook group, okay? Whereas my AWOKE group is also supportive of you developing yourself, but it's more geared to you actually accomplishing things and getting things done and manifesting, right? And stepping up more powerfully to do those things. So they're slightly different focuses. So if you're in my Facebook community, this week I am doing affirmations this week all around self-worth, because that is the focus for February for our group. And yeah, the following week I'm also going to be doing certain affirmations around self-esteem. So every day there's going to be a new affirmation that you are intended to sit with and tune into and see how it feels for you, how it resonates with you or doesn't, and what it brings up, and then go about the process of integrating the affirmation to empower yourself around your self-worth through your self-esteem. So that's what we have going on there. I just wanted to let you know before I forgot, in case you missed all my other stuff on Facebook. So that's basically it. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.